I.S.U.P.K.
A car out of walk. I pray this devil die and get every evil thing the Lord got to give. And listen, I know you look at us in the state we in right now. Come here, SHALAM. Come here, SHALAM. I know you look at us in the state we in right now. Black people on drugs, and we suffering and dying. And I know it seems like you can do whatever you want to this people. I know it seems like this, but the time for glorifying yourself is soon at an end.
Practical knowledge. Come on, 1 West, 125th Street, New York, under commanding General Yahanna. That's right. Since 1969, been teaching so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians our true identity according to the Bible, right. Which is the 12 tribes of Israel, the Lord's chosen people on this earth, and that our oppressor, otherwise known as the white man, is the devil that the Bible speaks of. That's right. Give me 1 Maccabees chapter 2 and verse 64. Many of us have seen what happened in Montgomery, Alabama. The courage it is that them brothers and sisters showed that day by standing with their brother, by defending their brother that otherwise would have been lynched by a bunch of animals that have shown us time and time again that they just simply want the blood of blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians spilled across the street. But why is it that them brothers and sisters had that spirit? Why is this spirit being put into the earth today? Right. Let me tell you something. The scriptures let you know why. Go ahead.
It's the book of 1 Maccabees, chapter 2, verse 64. Wherefore, ye, my sons, be valiant.
Ye, my sons, be valiant. Have courage. Who are the Lord's sons? That's so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Right. But who are the only sons in this earth that have shown themselves to have enough courage to stand against our oppressor? Not only physically, but spiritually. Who are the only ones that have stood against Christianity that has destroyed so many blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians? Right. That has molested countless children in the ghettos, barrios, and reservations. Right. Who are the only ones that stand against the LGBTQ community, which are a bunch of molested children that grew up? Who are the only ones that stand against everything being pushed into the ghettos, into the barrios and the reservations? Right. That is the I.S.U.P.K. under commanding General Yahanna. That's right. We're the only ones. Everybody else stands with America and stands with the nations who have moved into our communities and sought to destroy us so that their people could come up in this earth, but not the I.S.U.P.K. Right. Go ahead.
Verse 64, wherefore, ye, my sons, be valiant, and shew yourselves men in the behalf of the law.
And that's what we've been doing since 1969. We've shown ourselves to be men for the laws of God. We haven't folded against any organization, no government party or official. Nothing that has come up against us has been able to overcome us. Right. Because we would much rather die than to turn our backs on the Lord once again. Right. Because we understand that our people are in this condition because we have turned against the Lord. Because we have followed false prophets that would much rather stuff their pockets than to lift up this nation. That's why this earth, exactly why this spirit of no cowards is in this earth today. Because of the works of the I.S.U.P.K. Because of the courage commanding General Yahanna had when he took over this organization. And he stood against the cowards that would much rather fold and put on purple and allow for pigs to come into their organization and brutalize other blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Right. Drop that. Give me the book of Mark chapter 3, verse 27. We're going to see why it is that so many brothers are not willing to stand with their own like the brothers and sisters did on the pier on that day in Montgomery, Alabama. we're going to understand why it is that this spirit of cowardice and this spirit of submission is on our people today, and why it continues to spread throughout our communities like a plague.
Right.
Go ahead.
This is the book of Mark, chapter 3, verse 7. But Jesus withdrew himself.
Mark chapter 3, verse 27. Oh, go ahead.
This is the book of Mark, chapter 3, verse 27. No man can enter into a strong man's house.
So scripture's already letting you know that there is no way another nation or an individual can come into a man's house, into his community. Why? Because he is a strong man. He is one who is masculine, one that has the courage and the ability to stand up against anyone that is trying to destroy his nation. Just like the men in this organization do every day. You see strong men in here. That's why we come out to these corners every weekend to teach our people who we are according to the Bible. And not just teach our people our identity, but to teach our people that the white man's crimes can never be forgiven. That the white man will be destroyed for what he has done to the slaves of America. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. You see strong men over here. Go ahead.
Verse 27. No man can enter into a strong man's house and spoil his goods, except he will first bind the strong man.
And that's exactly what has happened to the brothers in our communities. You understand? The strong men have been bound. How have we been bound? Just look at what has been pushed onto us with Christianity, of being all loving and forgiving to everybody except for your own. Just look at how the LGBT community has specifically targeted black families to destroy not only our families, but to destroy the head of our households. Man. That's why so many young men have been molested and are out here switching now, are out here dressing up as women, telling for other men who should be strong to call them a woman, that they want to be known as her. Because the men in our nation, they have lost their masculinity. They have lost their will to fight for the people. And you can thank these leaders for that, because they have pushed all this nonsense onto our people. They have made sure that the men who's in them churches are subservient to America, are subservient to their women, and subservient to all the doctrines that have been put into this earth that have been built to specifically destroy blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. And thank the Lord there is an organization in this earth to stand against that, and that's the I.S.U.P.K. If you have any form of masculinity in you left today, you should come get you a flyer and stand for your people. That's my time with the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge throughout 1 West on 25th Street, New York, under Commander GEN.YAHANNA.
Shalom, Israel. We're the I.S.U.P.K. Shalom, Israel. We're the I.S.U.P.K. starting out of 1 West. 25th Street, New York.
I call out a walk. I pray the devil die and get every evil thing the Lord got to give. And listen, I know you look at us in the state we in right now. Come here, SHALAM. Come here, SHALAM. I know you look at us in the state we in right now. Black people on drugs, and we suffering and dying. And I know it seems like you can do whatever you want to this people. I know it seems like this, but the time for glorifying